Hi Capsity, guess what? I've been nominated to attend an AFROSAI-E regularity audit training workshop.
Hi, Zyke. That's great. You must be very excited.
Definitely, but I must confess, I'm not really sure what or who exactly AFROSAI-E is. Can you tell me more about them?
Well, Zyke, AFROSAI-E stands for the Organization of English-Speaking Supreme Audit Institutions in Africa. It's a member-based organization that consists of 26 member SAIs, and it's led by a governing board that's made up of the heads of these 26 SAIs.
But wait, I know I just recently joined our SAI, but I know our Auditor-General is way too busy to be running two organizations. How does the governing board get stuff done?
The governing board, along with its 4 subcommittees, is supported by an executive secretariat that takes the decisions made by the board and implements them through the development of technical products and programs. Why don't we go to my office so I can tell you a bit more?
Wow, I must say I didn't realize our SAI is part of a much bigger community of SAIs.
And it's even bigger than you might realize. Have you heard of the ISAIs?
Of course, that's the standards we comply with when we do our audits.
You're right. And those standards are set by the global body of SAIs called Intusai. So you see, we're all part of this worldwide community of SAIs that's working towards making a difference in the lives of citizens.
Wait a minute, Capsity. I thought we're here to audit. What's all this about making a difference?
As SAIs, we're in a position to make a difference by ensuring our governments are held accountable for the taxpayers' money they spend.
But I thought it was Parliament's job to hold the executive to account.
You're right. But the reports we produce provide Parliament, and especially the Public Accounts Committee, with the information they need to do effective oversight.
So you're telling me I can make a difference in the lives of citizens by doing audits?
Yes, but you can't do it alone. We all have a part to play. Each and every person in the SAI is helping to make a difference. And by standing together as SAIs in the region, we help each other become stronger, more effective supreme audit institutions. Together, we are making Africa stronger.
Okay, I get it now. So you're saying that AFROSAI-E exists to help us get stronger as individual SAIs and as a region.
You've got it. And to do this, the governing board adopted a capacity-building approach back in 2006 that provides a structured framework for developing SAIs as strong institutions.
You know what? I think I've heard of this. Are you talking about the institutional capacity building framework? I heard my manager mention the other day that we needed to complete the ICBF survey.
That's the one. The ICBF is a self-assessment tool that allows SAIs to assess their own level of progress against 5 institutional development focus areas, also known as domains. Not only does that assist us as SAIs to set our own development priorities and determine our short and long-term plans, it also provides AFROSAI-E with the information it needs to determine the development support programs and products that are most needed in the region.
So SAIs assess themselves so that they can see how far they've come and on what they need to focus going forward. But how does AFROSAI-E look after the needs of the entire region?
With the guidance and support of the governing board, the Secretariat considers the requirements of the ISAIs, the outcomes of the annual ICBF and gap analysis, as well as the tri-annual quality assurance reviews and the feedback received during capacity-building events like training. Based on all this information, a 5-year plan is developed that outlines the key strategic imperatives for the period, as well as the operational interventions that will be needed. Then, to put it into practice and measurable terms, the Secretariat develops annual plans to determine what activities, events, and programs will be executed each year. The Secretariat then compiles an integrated annual report each year to report on the progress against this plan.
And what about the ICBF self-assessment survey outcomes? Does that also get included in the annual report?
a short summary is included, but the detailed information on trends and progress within the region is reported on in a separate report.
So, if that's the support that AFROSAI-E provides through the Secretariat, what do we need to do as individual SAIs?
Well, have you heard the saying, give a man a fish and he eats for a day, teach a man to fish and he eats for a lifetime?
I get it. So the Secretariat provides SAIs with the tools, training and guidance so that we can strengthen our own internal capacity by applying these learnings in our own environment.
That's it. And that's how together we are making a difference in the performance of our SAIs.
This seems like a very effective approach, but you mentioned 5 institutional development focus areas. I think you call them domains. Can you tell me exactly what these domains are?
Of course. Let me tell you all about them. Or better yet, let me show you. Welcome to our ICBF universe. The first of our 5 domains is called the Independence and Legal Framework domain, and it covers the demands on the independence of SAIs as required by the Lima Declaration, known as ISAI 1, and the Mexico Declaration, known as ISAI 10. Look closely and you'll see 11 distinct elements orbiting Domain 1. These elements are the critical components that give life to the domain. They cover the areas of legal, financial, and administrative independence that SAIs need to be effective. Next, we'll be passing by Domain 2, Organizational Management. This domain covers management tools and plans and specifically looks at how they should be used efficiently. It also includes elements that look at the way a manager should behave to be an effective leader. AFROSAI-E has developed specific programs and guidelines to support SAIs with these elements. These include, amongst others, the Management Development Program, the Executive Leadership Development Program, the Strategic Planning Handbook, and Guidance on Annual Operational Planning. Isaac, do you remember who the first person is that you had contact with from the SAI?
I do. It was a very efficient gentleman from the HR department that interviewed me. He also welcomed me on my first day, gave me all the staff policies, documents, and all the information I needed to settle in.
HR is usually the first point of contact for anyone joining the SAI, and recruitment is only one part of several elements that are included in the ICBF HR domain. Other elements also cover the management and development of managers and staff at the SAI. AFROSAI-E has also developed an HR manual and conducts training and workshops on the topic.
Well now, this is familiar territory. This domain must cover all the audit processes from planning to reporting.
You're right. There are several of the 11 elements in this domain that deal specifically with the audit process, standards, and quality assurance. But in addition, there are also elements that link closely to other domains, such as HR and communication and stakeholder management, which demonstrates the integrative nature of this domain in the ICBF.
I also know that AFROSAI-E provides a lot of support to build capacity on this domain. There's the RAM, the PAM, the template manual, the QC manual, the supervision and review workshops, and a whole lot more.
And let's not forget that AFROSAI-E was the first region to fully incorporate the ISAIs in its RAM guidance after they were adopted in 2010.
I suppose Domain 5 would link closely to ISAI 12 on the value and benefits of SAIs.
Indeed it does. The Communication and Stakeholder Management domain covers internal and external communication at the SAI. Since the ICBF doesn't have a special domain that deals with reporting on audit outcomes and own performance, Domain 5 is instead used for disclosure of the information because it includes elements related to stakeholder engagements. There are specific guidance materials available to support the communication domain, but keep in mind that elements of communication are also incorporated in the guidance on the other domains.
But if we as SAIs assess ourselves against these domains, isn't there a risk of inaccuracies?
Well, The ICBF is first and foremost a self-assessment tool, so it is in our own benefit to give ourselves an honest and realistic assessment. However, we are also supported in this exercise by tri-annual quality assurance reviews that not only provide additional assurance of the results, but also leads to concrete recommendations to address our challenges. So, Isaac, do you now have a better understanding of what AFROSAI-E is and what it does?
Oh, absolutely, Capsity. In fact, now I'm even more excited about participating in the AFROSAI-E training because I know it will help me make a difference in the performance of my SAI.
And by strengthening our individual SAIs, we are also contributing to the achievement of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, specifically Goal 16, and the African Union Agenda 2063.
Together, we are making a difference in the performance of SAIs.
Together, we are making a difference in the lives of citizens.